Alright, hey everybody, Josh here from WiiFolder.com. Welcome to another video tour for Boom Blox Bash Party on the Wii. Some of you guys might remember that about a year ago, when the original Boom Blox released on the Wii, I showed you guys a couple video tours where we took a look at some of the custom stages that I had worked on, and I figured, you know, Bash Party's out now, we gotta do that again. So I'm going to do another two-part video tour where I show you 3 of the custom stages in Bash Party that I've worked on. So be sure to check both of them out. Now the cool thing this time around is if you do like any of the stages that I'm showing you here today, you can, of course if you have the game, go on to EA's Wi-Fi server and download the stages yourself. So you don't have to actually remake them in any way, you can just download them, you can alter them if you want to, so that's pretty cool. Just go to, just search for WiiFolder and you'll find them. So let's not waste any more time, let's jump into it and see what kind of weird, bizarre stages that I've been working on in Bash Party. Okay, so we're going to start off by checking out this level I made called Pin Blocks. This is essentially, the idea I had behind this was to make something like a pinball machine. And I think the final look of it kind of looks like that. It's a 4-player game where each player is going to fire lasers at their gem block and try to get the gem block to roll all the way down into the goal area here. So that's the goal. Of course, it's not that easy. Well, first of all, what you have to do is fire your laser at one of these walls here that are made up of a hole block which will break after a few shots. And just behind here, everybody has their own colored gem block, which is actually a cylinder so that it'll roll down this icy slanted area. And there's a lot of obstacles, so you have to fire at these hole blocks to break them, get them out of the way, the colored ones as well. We have push blocks here, which are going to push your gem blocks in different directions. Also have conveyor belts, which again, gonna throw things around, make things pretty crazy. And also, if you want to add a little bit of danger to the game, one of the players can fire at these blue hole blocks, which you can still fire at from behind, and that's going to send a bunch of bombs onto the stage, and then you can fire at the bombs and cause some more trouble. Now, in addition to all these crazy obstacles on the field here, we also have 3 UFOs. The idea behind the UFOs is that they actually try to beam up the gem blocks. So not only are you going to be firing at your gem block and trying to get it to go to the goal area, but you also have to make sure that the UFO doesn't beam it up. There's also on the sides here some little areas where your gem block can get captured and you're basically out of the game. So we have one to the right there and one to the left. Also have one in the middle. But there's a little trick to it. If your gem block gets in the middle, what you can do is you can fire at this bomb, which will send it flying out. So you kind of get an extra life there in a way. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Every player that makes it to the goal would be a winner. It's pretty fun. Let's go ahead and check it out and see what it's like when 4 people try out this game. Okay, so this next game is called Falling Finances, and the reason for that is players are going to take turns throwing bombs at this kind of building-like structure and try to get the point blocks that are hidden behind it, or hidden inside of it I should say, to fall all the way to the ground and land on one of the multipliers. So you have times 4, times 10, times 3, and times 2. Now the way you get them to fall is by destroying these green hole blocks, which are actually acting as the floor to each one of these compartments. So let me just grab the eraser tool real quick, and I'm going to erase the front of some of these little areas so that you can see what's inside. So we of course have some point blocks of different values, also some negative point blocks, and some push blocks, which are going to add some randomness and some pretty confusing times to the gameplay. So let's say one of the players breaks this floor, and they see that these point blocks fall directly underneath it. But what they wouldn't see is that they're not directly underneath it, they're in fact in the next one because they would have been pushed over. So that's pretty cool. It adds a lot of lot of fun to the gameplay. You never really know what's directly underneath the floors. So it's more fun if you start from the top and work your way to the bottom, even though you don't have to. You can play it however you want. So it's pretty fun for up to 4 people, and it's always going to keep you guessing, and you know, it's whoever has the most points wins. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it's like when 4 people play this game. Alright, so to end this video tour, I'm going to show you guys a kind of bizarre stage that I made, and I'm not sure if everybody's going to appreciate this one as much as I do. It's a little crazy. So essentially what you're doing here is you're going to be digging through cereal, Boom Blox cereal, to try and find the prize. I came up with this because I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to when you're little and you're eating cereal and you're just kind of rooting through it to try and find what the prize is. So that's what you do in this Boom Blox game. I even made the little, you have to use your imagination here, but we have our little spoon for breakfast, and then of course we have our breakfast bowl right here where all the cereal is going to land. And when you start the game, it's going to fall out of this box of cereal. It totally looks like a box of cereal, right? And if you look up here, there's the cereal. So you have 20 seconds to use the grabber tool to click and drag all the pieces of cereal out of the bowl and try to find your 50-point block prize. If you can do that in the time limit, you're a winner. And if you can't, you're going to starve and not eat breakfast anymore. Alright, so this one's kind of crazy, obviously. It could be edited to be multiplayer or more point blocks in it. You could do a lot with this concept, I think. So let's take a look at it. It's a one-player game. Let's see if I can find the prize in this Boom Blox cereal in time. Alright, so hope you guys have enjoyed checking out some of these stages that I've worked on in Boom Blox Bash Party. Be sure to check out part 2. We're going to take a look at 3 more. And of course you can pick up the game yourself for only $40 in North America. It's developed by EA along with Steven Spielberg. Come on, same guy who did E.T. and Jaws is now making Wii games. So you got to pick it up. It's also out in Europe right now too, so you guys should run to the store and pick it up as well. Alright, for WiiFolder.com, my name is Josh Thomas. We'll see you in a couple days with even more stages to check out.